of course, it's, the Holy Spirit doing His work in him. But the way I talk to him, it's just like I joke around. Like, hey, ya vente a la iglesia, mugre pecador, or things like that.
I don't think you won't get him to church.
That's a good joke.
That's how you talk to people in 2020.
That's
Yeah, one thing you never invite anyone.
No, that's why I said like,
Vete al infierno.
te vas a pudrir, compadre.
Oh, I'm gonna go now.
No. Oh, no, like, hey, when are you gonna go? Please come with me. Like,
I'm a Buddhist now. You messed up, Carlos. God is telling you messed up, Carlos.
I've shown him pictures.
All right, guys, welcome to Revs Room. My name's Angel.
Carlos. It's Carlos. Your name is
Rudy.
T as you.
My name is Kevin.
Kevin Avila.
Kevin Avila, the third. No.
Rudy Aguilar.
Carlos
Gomez. Angel Sillas. That's what you wanted, or what?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, so welcome to Revs Room, and we got my boy Daniel Sillas in the back with the audio and the camera. All right. So today it's gonna be interesting, boys, cause I'm feeling it today. I'm not sure about y'all. Are y'all feeling it? Y'all feeling it? So this is what we're gonna talk about first. It's 2020. So for y'all, how does it feel as a Christian young man living in 2020? Temptations, whether it be
Temptation-wise?
yeah, temptation-wise.
Any kind of temptation.
Really, any type of temptation. Yeah, any type of temptation you would think.
I don't know, man. It's hard. Okay, I'll let y'all go first, and then I'll go. Let me think about it.
You got it?
You go.
As a Christian young man in 2020.
I think it really depends on the context. Like, like as I just learned that his parents aren't Christian, to where I'm a pastor's kid. So it's like, it just, you know what I'm saying? It depends on what context you're living in. So for me, it's like I have to be perfect in a way. Like, it feels like that, But
because you got all eyes looking at you.
Exactly. And then he just said that they don't really care who he does. In reality, like, you could look at it and be like, oh, he has to try harder. But in reality, he has to try harder because he has all this freedom and all this temptation. And it's so easy for him to mess up, but he doesn't. And the thing is, like, for me, I already have the line set for me. So it's hard. And if I mess up, then that's on me,
Yeah.
But so it depends on the context, in my opinion.
Hold on, before you add, because he has to be nice. The only reason is because he included him. Yeah. It's kind of like the debates, and it's like, oh, if you talk about me, then I have to talk back and
What
respond.
you gotta say in your defense?
Nah.
So you said, what is it?
He said.
Oh, what did you say? What did you say?
What?
I
just use you as a reference.
Yeah, he was basically saying, pastor's kid, you're not a pastor's kid. So he has like a more strict type of life, and you don't. And people say, oh, maybe he has worse temptations, but he's saying that you have it harder.
Yeah, I mean, it is harder because my parents, I don't have nobody who keeps me accountable, and I don't have like any examples that I should follow. So for to me, it's like I create my own path, or like I have many options. I don't have no peer pressure. I don't have no one like looking down on me, or I don't have any I don't live with my brothers too, so they can't really look up to me. So it's kind of like, you know what? I live with my sister. Really much, I can't really I don't have to be a role model to anybody, or I don't have my parents or anyone telling me anything what to do. So yeah, I mean, as a Christian in this day and age, it's easier, because I can just go anywhere and do whatever I want, come back whenever I want, and my sister's not gonna say, or anybody's not gonna say anything. So, I mean, yeah, for me it is like, it does, like what he said, it does involve the context of where you where you live at. That's one of the things that.
Well, the way it is, I mean, yeah, you guys are right, but for me, like, temptation is temptation, whether you're a pastor kid, whether you're not. Anyone can easily go with, like, for example, he's saying, oh, everyone is looking at me. Tú te puedes ir al oscurito, compadre. You know what I mean? Like, sin is sin. So what I'm saying is, like, temptation is temptation. Like, in my case, my parents aren't pastors, right? But they are always looking at me because, Christian environment, Christian family. But I think it's so easy, as he said, like, it's so easy to sin. But, like, you just, how can I say this? The measure of a man is not, like, all the things that you can do without people looking at you. The measure of a man is your self-mastery and how you can control yourself.
That was my point. That's why I was saying, like, for me, let's say my girlfriend's like, hey, let's sneak out. But my parents, I can't. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If his girlfriend says, hey, let's sneak out, who does he have to ask? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. For him,
Yeah.
like, and I think,
So-
like, let's say we both get to heaven. I think he's gonna get a bigger prize than me. Why? Because how you said, the measure of the man is how you sustain yourself. That was the point that I was trying to make. I was trying to say that al revés, like he tries harder than me. He works harder than me because for me, like how you said, I have my parents to hold me accountable. He doesn't, so he's stronger than me. You know what I'm saying? In his faith. I mean, I'm strong in my faith too, but like he has to exercise his faith every day.
More.
You know?
Yeah.
That was my point.
Well, I want to include myself in this with the whole conversation because it kind of, I feel like it's going into parents.
Yeah.
It's like it's easier to not have parents, like, and do all this stuff, and then if you have parents, it's way harder to do like a sin or something like that. But for myself, it's like I have really good parents, Christian parents, but yeah, I live by myself, you know, and living myself in the calm down, but living by myself out the house, right? And I feel like, yeah, I feel free, and I feel like I could pretty much do almost everything that I want. But at the same time, I put myself in a standard where it's like my parents raised me in a manner where it's like I'm not gonna, you know, go over the line. And so if I go over the line, then inside of me, I mean, it's like that guilt, you know, it's like, oh man, like, you know, I passed over the line. Yeah. I mean, I would say like whether it be, let's say, either pornography or let's say I go with a girl to anywhere, let's say like at night, like 12 or like at 1 a.m. or something like that, and I work the next day. I feel bad, dude, because I'm like, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm supposed to sleep my 8 hours.
Like you're honoring your parents.
I'm honoring, not to say just honoring my parents, but honoring God in general.
Well, but you're also making a good point because, for example, it depends on you, but also the people that surrounds you. You're not gonna go, in this case, you're not gonna go out with the girl that you know that might, you know, make you fall.
That make you fall.
Yeah.
So you gotta choose that wisely too.
You have to choose your battles. You have to choose your battles. Nah, I'm kidding. No.
I'm choosing them wisely, bro.
Yeah, you have to choose your battles wisely. You have to choose a Christian woman to be.
So if you're watching,
so that won't be a battle. It will be more of a
more of a blessing.
More of a blessing.
I saw this post the other day and says, build you a life that you don't want to run away from. And then like it hit me because it's like we build our life and then like, oh, like I need a break from this. But now you're supposed to be doing it and building your life to the point where you want to stay at that with that person or with those people the whole time, you know? Like you choose your friends and you're like, I need a break from them. But if you would have chose wisely, you wouldn't need a break from your friends.
Because honestly, I want to say this, like as a Christian man living in 2020, I remember in the years prior, I would like hang around, and I'm sure most of y'all did the same thing where y'all hanged around with the wrong set of people, and you already knew you were hanging out with the wrong set of people, and you did basically the stuff that, I mean, you didn't thought you were gonna be in, like let's say a party or a house party or whatever that you were in, and you already felt guilty in itself, like, and to me, like I was like, you know, not to say that you eliminate them, I'm still friends with those people, but you don't hang around with them no more. Yeah. So you're more bound. Like you're less bound to make mistakes. But if you hang around with Christian people, let's say, you know, at Grace Church, you know, plug,
thumbs up,
plug, but like it involves you more into the Christian lifestyle, and it helps you out living in 2020. Whenever you do stay with Christian people, have the same mindset, have the same flow. But
well, in my case, I still try to hang around with like non-Christian people, but I don't let myself be influenced by them. The reason why is because I don't want them to think that Christianity is boring. You know, I don't want to become a Christian because everything is like, don't do this, but a lot of rules. Yeah. The truth is, like, let me give you this example. Y se los doy a todos. So imagine you're on a diet and you say, man, I want to go to McDonald's and have that McFlurry. And you're just like, like the ice cream.
I haven't had those in forever, dude.
Those are good.
Those are pretty good, right?
The Oreo one though.
Of course the Oreo one. And you're just over
Strawberry
here
cheesecake,
eating your salad, todo amargado, like, oh, this is good for my health. This is good for my health. I feel like non-Christian people, that's how they see Christianity. Like, it's good for you, but it's boring, so I don't want to do it. The truth is, you know how the Bible says, rejoice because the Lord is good. Yeah. So in reality. Jesus is the McFlurry in this case, so I want them to see that Jesus is actually good and enjoyable, and that's why I try to hang around with those people.
Like, I like that point because, like how Angel was saying, like,
don't eat salads, guys. Right, put a McFlurry.
Like whenever I was in high school, I would hang around with a bunch of people that weren't Christian, you know. So my actions were as a person that wasn't Christian, you know. And then as I graduated, I started making like you guys. I met you guys. I met a bunch of friends, and like now it's easier for me to live a Christian lifestyle because of who I surround myself with. And like just how you said, it's good to have friends that aren't Christian. But I feel like you can't do that until you know that you're not gonna be
influenced by
them. Like
exactly.
For me, I had to wait till I knew that I could come in there being the influence rather than being influenced.
There we go. Yeah.
So like like if you're going through this right now, like don't go back until you know you can be the influence. You know, like it's not bad to have Christian friends, but just make sure that you can be the light in the darkness and not make sure that you don't have to hide your light.
Don't add
every time that you're not gonna be preaching to them and annoying them with your Christian stuff. But just make sure that
your character is intact. Your character has to be intact, and knowing your habits too. Because if you don't know your habits, you're gonna grow their habits. Because you're gonna stay with them, you're gonna talk to them. All of a sudden, you start seeing yourself cussing and saying all these bad words.
It feels alien.
Like it feels nasty, man. It really does. But where I want to go with that is like, I'm not sure about y'all with social media. Like social media as a Christian man, as a Christian young man. I mean, Twitter is one of them where it's like there's so many temptations there. Especially Instagram, where it's like now it's like getting bigger to the point. It's like Instagram modeling is like one of the big things on Instagram. Well, not Instagram modeling as in
fashion,
like the fashion sense. I'm talking about Instagram modeling, like like
naked,
half naked pictures, like as a Christian.
Because people seek attention and likes, and that satisfaction of getting the comments, and like the following and all of that.
I got 5 more likes than you. I see.
Huh?
Like the feeling of acceptance, right?
Yeah.
The feeling of acceptance from the likes and the.
They found their home in Instagram, like they feel safe because they get the love and the attention they need from, the other people, and that's their satisfaction. That's what they're always checking, they're always looking, and they're always
checking their phone if they who liked their picture.
Themselves, they notice that exposing themselves, they get more attention. So.
See, I like where you headed because at first when I was saying social media is because the whole have naked pictures, like those temptations, but you're going a different route. It's like like me as a person, like myself, when I do post a picture, like I'm waiting for all these likes and this like that
feeling accepted.
That feeling accepted, and that feeling you could say that it's kind of like high school. Like you're that kid that wants to get accepted by the rest or like from the groups. It's kind of like the same mentality that follows on social media, whether it be on Facebook or stuff. And then imagine if they don't like your post. Imagine if like nobody liked your post.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
As much.
Does that feel like your words have no importance?
No, but yo me
because they find the worth there.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they find the worth there, that's something that's dangerous because it can destroy your self-esteem and who you are.
I'll tell you what, like, I'm not sure if y'all remember when I posted a bunch of videos on Instagram and like I answered all these questions.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
And whether it be cringy or not, whatever.
You didn't answer my question.
I didn't want to answer your question, dude.
Wait, what was the question?
No, don't answer. No.
I don't even remember. Okay. I just remember asking him, "Hey, what about my question?"
Just say Carlos.
I don't remember. That's what he said. Anyway,
Carlos, you know exactly what question it was.
Go ahead. Hey, Daniel.
I don't want to change.
You remember.
Do your thing. I'll do my thing.
We're gonna get off the track if you do
Daniel's
it.
about to say
that
something.
doesn't mean nothing towards you. He's just asking. So
Yeah,
Yes, it is something towards me, dude.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, it's something towards me.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, go.
What was I gonna say, dude? I feel
you.
attacked already.
Okay.
You're answering questions on Instagram.
Yes, and so that kept me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I was like, something that I would think so much about, like, but I don't feel like people would like accept what I would like say to them. Like, I don't know. I would think like that. Like bypass me. I would be like, what the heck?
Hold on. So you thought that what you were saying, you thought that people were gonna say, "Oh, that's cringy."
Yeah, like no.
Boring.
I would think the most negative things. I would think like this person would say, or this person would think, or this coworker would think, this pastor would think. Anywhere, any angle, my mom would think, my dad would think. Like you would think.
They have an Instagram?
Huh?
Your parents have?
No, my parents.
But just give me an
example. Stuff that I post on Instagram will be posted on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So you know what I mean?
You're basically saying that you going out of your comfort zone, you thought it was gonna get judged somehow.
Yeah, just somehow. So feeling like
you're putting yourself.
I'm putting myself into so much pressure when there's no need to have pressure in it.
It's something simple.
Here's the thing. anyone who disagrees with your point of view is gonna be like, man, that sucks, that's boring. But you still gotta say it, bro. If you feel like it's true.
There's always, I say this to myself. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be jealous. Yeah. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna hate. And like for me to think that way, it was dumb, yes. And then now it's a better 2020. It's way better. It's fresh. It's new beginnings. Go ahead, say something, Rudy.
Well, I mean, what do y'all feel about like social media, like? Like having, like, does it affect you in a negative way or anything like that?
It's triggering. Some of the stuff is triggering.
I personally think that is very time consuming. Like, you know how like a lot of pastors, like old school pastors, like, oh, put down your phone and read the Bible. And I'm like, like, you know, like, oh, he's against technology. But then I think about it, I'm like, it's for real though. Like, but it's up to us. You know, it's not that Instagram is bad. It's the fact that we let it consume our time. You know, like,
you know what it is, dude? FOMO.
What?
The fear of missing out.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Yeah. I see Instagram the way I see my fridge. I know it's in there. I see Instagram the way I see my fridge. I know what it's in there, but I still go ahead and open it every 5 minutes.
Dude, I legit be refreshing it, and I'd be like, oh, it's the same stuff. Like, refresh.
I could have already read the Bible, bro. I could have listened to a podcast.
Yes, dude, yes.
That annoys me about myself.
There's one thing that
like, I should have listened to that Stephen Furtick episode 59.
There's a settings on your phone. I think if you have an iPhone, you can cap like how much time you have on Instagram. So you can put like the max you want to spend on Instagram is an hour a day. So whenever you hit an hour on Instagram. What? On the app,
what app?
On the iPhone. On the iPhone.
There's another app that keeps track of.
Well, no, there's not. It's not. It's actually in your phone. The iPhone.
It's a setting.
It's a built-in setting.
Yes, it's built-in setting that it tracks your screen time, and it'll tell you screen time on your apps, like how long you've been on each app. Okay. Right. So you can put a limit to like Instagram. You can. So you can put a limit.
What? Well, you know what's sad though?
So
what's sad?
Hey, what's your Bible app? He's like,
but we don't know about it.
No. Even honestly, like he's telling me about it, and I'm like, dang, I wouldn't do that. But that sucks, bro. I hate myself for that, you know? Yeah. Because I should be able, like, you know what?
I mean, love yourself, dude. But
no, I know. But like in my head, I'm like, I should be like, dang, that's a good idea. And I'm like, dang, like, nah. You know? That's sad, dude.
Yeah, I do understand. No, when I listen to that, I'm like, whoa, man, like. I should have known that. Like, I'm the type of guy that would like legit search up stuff that my phone has, and like, but I don't know that stuff. Like, and now I'm like, yo, I need to involve myself into that because I legit feel like I put more time into YouTube than all my other apps.
Can I give you like a little advice in Spanish?
Yes.
Un jalecillo, raza. Like if you're spending too much time on social media, it's because you don't work a lot.
Get a job.
Yeah, so get a job, bro. I don't have a job. Well, get to do something.
Yeah. No, but for real, like it's just time consuming.
It is time consuming.
Well, we make it time consuming.
We do make it time consuming. I mean, like I said, like you either put yourself in 3 hours of social media, or you put 3 hours on the gym.
Oh, I'm spending about like 2 hours in the gym, so I'm good.
Oh, he's trying to let y'all know that he goes to the gym now, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I think,
he's flexing on the mic.
Like the thoughts that I have when it comes to these things is like, yo,
be more
like
productive.
Be more productive, Angel. Be more productive. Does this improve you? Does this make you feel better? Does this make you feel better at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Like, does this gonna make me feel like I've done something? Did I learn something today? Did I change? Did I benefit from it? Yeah. And if I say no to all of it, then it's a waste of a day, to be honest. Well, not to say, prayers still involved, but still, like, I still feel like I kind of pretty much wasted my day. If I don't go to the gym one day, which I have for like a good 2 weeks now, yo, I feel bad.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but I feel bad. I feel bad too. And not because like I'm a gym rat. I'm not a gym rat, but I still feel in the top of my head like that 2% right there. It still feels that guiltiness. Like, man, I need to work out, man. Or like if I don't read the Bible one day, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna even talk about that. But if I don't read the Bible for one day, of course I'm gonna feel bad. Same thing with working out. Same thing if I don't pray. Same thing if I don't talk to God. Like, I'll still feel bad. Life of a Christian man in 2020. Is hard. Social media.
There's so many distractions. That's why. Life of a Christian 2020.
Social media is a distraction. What else is a distraction? What do you tell me? Top of your head. What else is a distraction? Social media. What else?
I mean,
your girlfriend.
There's like
it can be.
No, your girlfriend.
If you allow it to be.
But there's
anything can be if you allow it to be. Honestly.
But if you get a good girl that understands and is dedicated, I mean.
But if you could have the best girl, but if you want to give her all the time instead of God, it's still your fault. You know, so it's how you manage it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What
you know how. No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Say it. No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
You finna throw
Okay,
stones, bro?
so
People have pet peeves, dude, and that's one of them.
I have a date on Monday. You know the way we're spending our day? We're going to a seminario.
Hey.
A cemetery?
Seminary, bro.
You're gonna look at dead bodies.
Kick that guy out. Now we're going to seminary because like it's actually cool that when you find someone
Yes.
that
like
likes
dead
studying
people,
the Bible
that's
as
a
much
cute
as
idea.
you.
You know what me and my girl do on Thursday nights?
Go to
What?
cemeteries.
We go to theology school.
Oh, hey.
This dude.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean we're good. I don't know about y'all too.
Y'all be going to the club.
I mean,
Nah.
we're good, dude. We're good. Let's just say we're good.
No, I've seen you. You're pretty good.
Thank you.
And I've heard you're pretty good too. So
I heard you're pretty good.
So somebody
you
told
heard
me.
from?
Somebody told me you were really good.
Who told you that, Carlos?
I got my contacts, dude. Los tengo bien vigilados,
Ahí
compadre.
tienes a Chimi al lado. Como
A tus primos también, pareja. Anyway, so where were we?
I mean,
Where
you
did-
went
where-
so proud of you.
Where did I lose y'all?
that you were going on a date.
Oh yeah. No, where I no, cause
And this guy, before we even started the video, he was like, "We're not gonna talk about relationships. We're
I'm
gonna
not
talk
talking
about
about a
it."
relationship.
It
I'm
do-
just
it-
saying.
But
Dude,
it's-
No,
the-
no, no.
the- wait,
What
bro.
I'm saying is like
The
you
date,
can,
the dates with the girl, though, right?
of course.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
I mean,
Hey, you can roll both ways, dog.
By the way,
Yeah, come up
it
both
wasn't
ways.
me. Okay, it wasn't me. I wasn't with him. I just want to clear that up. I wasn't with him.
He's not the boyfriend,
I
though.
was not the guy.
no. So no, what I'm saying is like
If somebody took a picture
No.
of them, that was not
no.
me.
If you guys, no, what I'm saying is like
TMZ,
if you
I
are
wanna make sure.
actually into like reading the Bible and stuff, like there's so much fun even going to a seminary or things like that.
Jehovah Witness
So I'm
seminar.
like, shut up.
Go knock-
I'm excited.
We're going to go knock on doors together.
You're a Mormon or what? Wear the white shirt.
On the
Voy a
bikes.
andar así en bicicleta aventando el periódico.
Hey, if a Mormon's listening to this, we just lost them.
Hey,
As a viewer, bro.
hey,
For real, right? We
Hey.
lost the
Hey,
audience.
come to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question.
What?
I only asked one question, but one last question. If you have a friend that lives in the world, when I say that is a friend that's not Christian,
Okay.
what will you tell them? Or what's your experience, or what will you tell them for them to you know,
I think it depends.
consider even becoming a Christian?
I think it depends on your friend's personality.
Get it?
Like, is he?
There you
I
go.
think it depends on the personality. Like, if it's a guy, is he like the sensitive type, or is he like kind of like old macho? So
Well, let's imagine that one guy that you wanted to talk to for the long, not like a date, but that you wanted to talk for the longest.
hey, bro.
and you're not stalking him, please. You're not stalking him. That's
I
him.
mean,
You're not stalked? Or what? He stalks guys.
no.
I'm kidding.
What were you saying?
Dude, really?
He just.
Remember.
If you had a non-Christian friend, what would you tell them? Disregard, just disregard.
No,
everything.
I know what you're saying.
But don't think in general. Think of that one guy you're thinking
That
right
one
now.
guy?
One guy.
That one guy.
I would.
Hey,
No. Okay,
Johnny
okay.
Manziel.
Okay, so let me tell you something. There's a lot of guys at my job, but there's this one dude that I've been trying to like get him, and the way. say sorry to the camera. Say sorry right now, Daniel.
No, why would I say sorry? You're the one that said it to
Dude, you're
yourself, dog.
You're the one that said you wanted
Dude,
to
I'm
get him.
good. Yo, I'm good.
I had
dude.
this one guy, dude, that I was trying to get for a while now.
He was kind of cute.
I was trying.
He's good enough, right, Carlos?
Anyways,
He's good
So-
enough, huh?
shut up. Anyways,
Go ahead before you lose track.
So yeah, I already lost track. What you mean? So the way, of course, is the Holy Spirit doing His work in him. But the way I talk to him, it's just like I joke around. Like, hey, ya vente a la iglesia, mugre pecador, or things like that.
I don't think you won't get him to church.
I mean,
That's it. That's a good
That's
job.
how you talk to people in 2020.
That's
Yeah,
why
The
he
one that you
hasn't
never
got
invited
church
anyone.
no, that's why I said like,
yet. Vete al infierno.
te vas a pudrir, compadre.
Oh, I'm gonna go now.
No. Oh, no, like, hey, when are you gonna go? Please come with me. Like,
I'm a Buddhist now.
No,
You
like,
messed up, Carlos. God is telling you, you messed up, Carlos.
I've shown him pictures of the church, and he's like, hey, I actually invited him to La Fogata, the fire.
Oh, nice.
But since he's married, he's 27, but he's married. And he was like, I'll try to go, but since, he has his wife, he was like, I'm not sure. And then he told me on Friday, yesterday, he was like, hey, we're not going to be able to go to La Fogata, but we actually want to try going to a Sunday service. I was like, let's go.
Nice.
I was like, you go, I'll pay for your lunch. I don't care.
I'm not sure about paying for lunch.
Yeah,
but,
but,
I don't know about paying lunch for a guy.
Just take him on a date.
You know.
That was a Monday date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So what I would tell my non-Christian friend is
it a guy or a girl?
It doesn't really matter.
In,
No,
2020, Kevin, in 2020.
In 2020.
Yeah, in 2020.
I don't know. Not to get all spiritual and all that.
Don't cry, dude.
No, really. I would. He's dead. I would just tell him.
Just
or
say
her,
it, TSU.
Hold up, bro. I would just tell him.
Go to your local Bible.
All right. Focus on the
Hold
family
on.
with David Raymond. Huh?
Go to lifeway.com and buy yourself
Yeah,
Christian
Lifeway
books.
is pretty good.
Alright, no, but for real, for serious.
Yeah.
So, did you like this video? Did you like this challenge?
Some of it. I didn't like you.
Do you recommend this video for those people that don't know about this whole...
Nah.
I was just sitting in the couch and we started recording.
That's weird. I've seen that before.
The name's J.
Stop moving the mic around, dude. Come on, man.
Alright. Name's JC. That's two letters. J and C. And I'm just I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just here to win. So whatever it is, I'm just here to win.
I'm gonna win.
Cap.
You know we should do like.
Fine. Add Windler on Grinder. Have a good day.
Alright, next person.
Wait, we forgot to take the lens out.
No me veo en la cara. That's like my favorite bookstore.
I go to Amazon.
All right.
Publicidad.
So like I was saying, what I would tell my non-Christian friend,
Is it a guy or a girl?
it doesn't really matter, Carlos.
I want to know.
Okay, it would be a guy.
You need it, so.
It would be a guy.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral. It would be a guy that turned into a girl. No, I'm just kidding. It would be a guy.
So that's why you want to talk to him,
Oh
her?
my goodness. Just because we did this to you doesn't mean you have to do it to me, Carlos.
Okay, go ahead. Finish it.
Okay, so I would tell him is just to like look at his life,
It's better coming from me.
and as amazing as it seems, as cool as it is, just that like with God in it, it could all be like 100 times better. You know, just to have that, for him to have that realization of like man, if people are saying that with God, life is so much better, maybe I should give it a try. You know, just like hey, life's good for you right now, but with God, it could be like 10 times better.
10
you know?
times better.
So that's what I would say.
What about you, Rudy?
I mean,
To the mic.
if I were to tell someone, I would actually show with my life. You know, testimony first, live out the testimony, like show them a good example what it means to, you know, be a Christian.
Say it.
Yeah, so first of all,
If you could.
yeah. So what I would do is I'll just tell them, you know, all these things in this world is not going to bring you satisfaction. You were not designed to be fulfilled by material things here in this world or people. You know, the only thing that's going to satisfy that hole that's inside your heart is going to be God.
Oh,
So, no matter what you do, it's always going to be empty because, you know, those are all temporary things. Like God is eternal. He's the only one he's the one that created you. He's the one that formed you this way that you need him. You know, you can't fulfill your life with all these things in the world. So I would tell them, you know, I know that you see Christianity as maybe a joke or judge, like too many people that judge, but you know, look past that. There's actually good sides of that. You know, I'm not saying that it's, you know, perfect. You know, we're all perfect and stuff. We live in a broken world. Of course, we're gonna fall. Temptation. All of us are human, but life. I can tell you, like me giving my life to God has completely changed my life, and I never want to go back to the things I used to be doing. So whenever you feel down, whenever you feel empty, whenever you're tired of, you know, doing whatever you're doing, try God and give him a try, give him a shot and see and then come back to me. Yeah.
Like on a phone call or?
Email.
Can you give
In a late
your
night
home address?
IT
so
department.
they can go back?
IT department?
Los Revs IT department.
Dial 2. Press number 2.
All right, to the permit.
We should put my number on the bottom. Like, see what happens.
All right,
Like,
so
call Daniel Sillas now.
Rudy hit it right to the spot because I mean, I would have pretty much said the same thing, but just to, because
Oh, said it
but not as good though.
but not as good.
It's so
eh.
good. I can't say it.
I mean, a little bit better. But to me, it's like you said, like giving my testimony is like I was a young man, you know, living in a secular world. At the age of 18, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I would say I wouldn't for people that lived in the Christian church, people would say, I mean, that's kind of late. Yeah. But to me, I did almost everything. I wouldn't say I did drugs, but I did drink a lot. I did go to house parties. I did do.
You were a DJ, right?
I was a DJ at
real?
time of my life. Yes, I was a DJ.
What?
Yeah, that was actually my first job as a DJ.
I see Daniel as a DJ. But
I worked at
not
McDonald's,
Is
or Burger
that
King,
where
but
you
that
got
was
your Angel C nickname from?
yeah. No,
Looks
no,
like a DJ
no. It was
name.
just a no.
DJ.
My DJ name was DJ Alas. Yeah, I know.
That's kind of.
I know.
Por eso te corrieron.
Well,
De DJ te mueres de hambre, compadre.
I used to be embarrassed in 2019 about it,
You
but
should still
2020,
feel
I'm like, you
embarrassed.
know,
DJ Alas, and then he had like a girls like sing his name. On the
Hey, what?
yeah.
Like a little
That was
moan.
like
real?
Unidos
A
con
little
el
moan.
DJ.
I thought you were making that up, right?
No, I'm serious because I had to tell a girl, hey, can you say DJ Alas for me? And I put it on my little mix, like on my
Post
mix.
por
Well,
eso
girl,
Yeah.
expose that girl.
Yeah, no, I can't.
What's your name?
No, I can't, bro.
Alas.
Yeah, I
Alas.
can't. No, I can't. But yeah, and then it's because it made me freaking think back, dude. You made me think back. So what
Everything
happened?
you for yourself.
So what happened is, yeah, you know, I was a DJ for a while, and then you know, I dropped that because like at that same time when I was a DJ, now my things was like, man, I want to become like the biggest DJ and like be in front of big crowds and be all this stuff like, and those were my, you know, my dreams, my ideas, where I had my focus at, right? And I would tell like the people that I would talk to, yeah, I want to do this. But in reality, whenever and really my dad was the one that took us to church. And that's where I started to open my eyes. Because at first, you know, we were going to Catholic church at times, you know, like for quinceañeras and stuff like that. And we would go to Catholic church. And to me, it was so routine. It was like so traditional, so boring. So the smell of the Catholic church was kind of like old. And like, to me, it was like, man, I don't feel comfortable here. Like
with candles, big
yeah.
windows.
I feel so, not to be rude or messed up, but it felt boring. And then it would typically, whenever I talk to my friends, like, oh yeah, you know, I go to sleep, bro. Like, you know, and then I wake up and my mom lets me, and I'm like, damn, okay, well, shoot. I mean, I pretty much do the same thing.
They fall asleep during mass.
I mean, not to say that they do it in Christian church, like at you know, not to say our church, but you know, like they do the same thing. But to me, it's like, you know, I had that, and then from me accepting Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, it went from there to like a whole 360. Like, I opened my eyes to so many things at the time, because at the time I was still cussing, I was still like not doing the right things, I would say. And it opened my eyes to like, yo, where do I need to proceed from here? Like, because I wanted to be a DJ. I wanted to be like all this stuff. But then when I went to church, and I went to, at the time it was a Iglesia del Pueblo in Pasadena.
Pastor Elvi de Leon.
And so I was there, and I would see worship. And that's the first time I ever see like worship. Like people actually worshiping. And it was like a band and everything like that. And to me, I was like, man, and at that time I didn't even know I could sing. And whenever I was at Iglesia del Pueblo, and it's so, dude,
you can see?
it's
pretty good.
It's crazy because it's all 360, because it's like Ramiro was a singer in the Iglesia del Pueblo at the time, right? And Ramiro's the leader at our church right now. But at the time I was like, I was younger, and I was sitting in the back, and I didn't know who that guy was, but I was like, man, I want to, you know, sing up there. Like, I want to be just like that guy, and I want to sing for the people, you know, like not for the people, but I just want to sing for God. And from then on, I got my inspiration. Like, yo, I need to put myself and involve myself more in the Christian life. So I start searching up on a whole bunch of stuff. And you know, in the beginning stages, you start going into websites, and the first thing you see, like, okay, Christian music. And what's the first thing you see in Christian music? Hillsong. No, not really great. I didn't mess with the rap part.
Elevation.
Because I was slowly
Not at that time.
Not at that time.
No, not at the time.
What
pegaba.
What year was it? 2012?
2012. Yeah, 2012.
Phil Wickham.
Phil Wickham. For sure, a bunch of Hillsong though,
Yeah.
because Hillsong was all over
Yeah.
my playlist, and at that time I thought it was just that music, and I love that music to the day that I. Nah, I'm kidding, but yes, I love that music.
Cool
and
story.
and from then on, I was like, let me venture more, and then that's when I listened to gospel music. I started to listen to choir and all that stuff. Before I drag it for so long, what I want to say is that, man, like,
That's all good.
yeah, because I was dragging it a little bit,
Giving
but
us your whole testimony.
yeah, I was giving you my testimony. But what I want to say is like, man, like,
Nobody cares about that, man.
you're.
Damn.
Oh my
was like,
goodness,
what's-
damn, for real, nobody cares. But what I want to say is that,
I do.
We're gonna, we
cut
might cut
that.
that out the video, but it's okay.
but what I want to say is like,
Answer your own question.
from accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, it really changes your perspective.
Yes, sir.
And for you to say that, man, you go in there, and for the person that I'm talking to, you go in there and you start putting barriers in front of you and like be like, nah, it's probably not me. I say this, just like Rudy says, just try it. Try it at least one time, and then you come back to us. Either you go to whoever it is, whether it be your closest church or whatever, or to me, just go ahead and like talk to me about it, and we'll conversate about it, and we'll get closer to God together. Yep.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to add?
Anything else to say? Anything at the end? No.
I'm good. I don't want to drag it, so.
Nah, I did feel kind of. I was.
You're gonna talk about your date, Carlos?
I'm good.
No. Okay. How long have we been gone so far?
It's only been like 40, I think. Yeah.
40? I
barely,
think that should be good.
38, 36.
That should be good.
All right. I guess.
But hope y'all watch more of our videos. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go ahead and comment, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever it is, and keep supporting us, keep watching us, and keep moving forward. Yeah, let's go.
Yay. Woo. Yeah.